Good. So, as you already know from the previous lessons, wrist joints generally has a huge, this area of the body has huge amounts of connection between each bones. From the surgeon's perspective, as far as I heard from the surgeons at least, all of this is just a huge mess. Yes, huge mess of the fibers that connects everything together. A bit like in the foot. So, what you need to know, of course, why we are naming those ligaments. As always, those names are just to remember it. What is especially connected with each other. And for example, we have the radial collateral ligament of the wrist joint. Generally, in this area of the body, we prefer to use radial and ulnar than lateral and medial. Why? Because it's so highly mobile. Yes. For some people will say that thumb is laterally. Some people would say that thumb is medial. Of course, we know that generally we agreed that the thumb is lateral because we agreed that a normal position is a supination, but it's not so simple, yes? And if we'll tell radial and ulnar, it's obvious for everybody that hear it that radial is closer to the radius, ulnar is closer to the ulna. So that's why we call radial collateral ligament and ulnar collateral ligament, as the name suggests. So, both of them are, of course, as usually in most of the joints we have such ligaments. They are not very, very tense because, as you know, we have adduction and abduction possible in the wrist joint. Also the flexion, extension, circumduction, obviously. Other important joints, the ligaments that I will point out are the intraosseous metacarpal ligaments. I will point them down especially because there is one exception that looks a bit differently than the other ones. Namely here. Why it's different? It's a bit longer. It enables a little bit more movement. It's not so tense. Why? Because it's a basis of a thumb. It's a basis of the articulation between trapezium and the first metacarpal. And because this ligament is far more loose than the other ones, it enables more movement. Okay, let's go on. But obviously these are not the only ligaments. As I pointed out in the very nice answer that one of you pointed out, it's not the only good answer, but I liked it. We have also some other ligaments, like the long radiolunate ligament, like the ulno-lunate ligament, like the ulnocapitate ligament, ulnotriquetal ligament, lunotriquetal ligament, and so on and so on and so on. I will not read all of them because you can just look at this and know that everything is connected to everything that is close to each other. Generally, the only small exception is the capitate and lunate that has a little bit more connections. Capitate is just big, quite big. Hamate has a hook that also is important. But just to keep this video simple, at least, we'll get the general idea that everything is connected to everything. Okay, this picture also is quite good because it shows the bigger ligaments here. Yes, for example, dorsal radio-ulnar ligament. So this is also very important ligament. As you know, generally the radius and the ulna are connected by a lot of different structures. Yes, this is one of them. This is one of the ligaments that will stabilize the distal radio-ulnar joints. We have also the dorsal radial Caliper ligament this big one, and dorsal intercarpal ligament. Okay. And this is one more time generally the same idea. Here we are starting at about the palmar ligaments, but about this next time. Maybe not, but in the future, generally. The idea is the same, yes? Everything is connected to everything. Okay, thank you.